some ways, at some point in your life, everybody can be a lost rider. Good morning and welcome to this weekend's edition of News from the Camp House, the listening post to the Texas Sportsman Association. This is Herman Brune. This weekend's edition is also brought to us by the Shaw's Bend Social Club. Shaw's Bend Social Club is a country club for folks who don't have a country club. All right, tell you what. Here this weekend, we've got a young lady with us. She's going to tell us her story, Miss Rebecca Jones, right? Okay, Miss Rebecca Jones. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I am just so happy to be here sitting next to you.
Oh, well. All right. She's having fun. We're at the podcast summit down here in Garwood. A lot of interesting folks. This is your first year to the summit.
It is my first year to the summit, and I sort of look around the room and I feel like I'm in incredible company.
Well, we're having fun. It's all a bunch of good people. Everybody likes it. You got the Wild Sheep Foundation here. You got the Peregrine Fund here. You got the Bighorn Society here. You've got people here that are working on pediatric cancer. You got all kinds of stuff. Now, we want your story.
Oh, my goodness. How far do you want to go back, Herman?
It's all, however, whatever you want to tell us.
Oh, my goodness. Well, sometimes I wondered how I got on the invite to the list for this weekend, it's just such an incredible group of people that are here. But I do have a little bit to do with some things going on in the outdoor industry. So I have a feeling that's why Derek thought that I might be a good addition. Right. But day to day, I'm an outdoors woman. I love to hunt. I love to fish. I love to be outdoors with my family. But sort of what I also do behind the scenes is I sit on a lot of conservation and advocacy boards, a couple of organizations you might know, and I sort of help navigate, but very much behind the scenes. That's what I prefer to be usually.
All right, and where do you live now?
So I'm actually up in Dallas, so Flower Mound up in North Texas. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dallas by way of where?
Oh, because you can hear something in the accent, huh? It doesn't sound like a Dallas accent. Well, 15 years in Miami before that, but it also doesn't sound like a Miami accent either. So I'm actually from Australia.
All right, okay. And I know absolutely nothing about Australia.
Well, we have a cowboying culture over there too, although we call our cowboys jackaroos over there.
All right. Okay. Explain to me about Dallas. Explain to me what all you do.
Yeah, so in terms of a day-to-day job where I'm kind of not in a day-to-day job at the moment. I'm in between, which is really nice. But usually what I do is I'm an executive in an organization that's either private or public or private equity owned. And I'm usually what's typically called the chief people officer. So my job is to sit on the executive team and help an organization grow through the management and support and nurturing of the most important asset in any company and any organization. Personnel. And it's the personnel. It's the people. So my job is to take care of the people in an organization. And so usually in any good company, the competitive advantage is its people. And so I help companies grow through managing their people. And so what's really been interesting, and I've worked in a lot of different industries. I was 10 years in the cruise ship industry. I was 9 years in the beauty industry. And most recently, I found myself in the outdoors industry. Very specifically, I worked for a company you might have heard of, Orvis. Okay. Yeah, fly fishing and wing shooting company based out of Vermont. And started to get very, very involved and very engaged in the outdoors through fishing and wing shooting sports specifically, but beautiful lifestyle brand. But that sort of really spilled over into how I wanted to spend my time and how I wanted to start giving back, in ways because people have been so kind to me along the way as I'd learned to fish and hunt and be involved in the outdoors. And so I figured the best way to do that was to leverage my experiences in boardrooms and on executive teams helping navigate big change, policy and process and systems, and start applying that to different organizations in the outdoor space.
Okay.
So I now currently sit, I was just voted onto the board of directors for the Dallas Safari Club.
Okay.
I also sit on the board of directors for the Texas Wildlife Association.
Oh, darn.
Yep, and I'm a board member for Her Upland, which is an organization based out of Montana, actually, that gets women and girls outdoors wing shooting and hunting, bird hunting with their dogs. Okay. So I'm very involved and engaged in the outdoors, cool. but not in a way that's sort of my day-to-day reliance on income. I'm really sort of doing this because it's time for me to start giving back in a way that supports advocacy and conservation, but education is really where I am trying to lend my expertise to these organizations.
Yeah, because none of these sound like paying jobs.
None of them are. None.
Yeah.
They're not. But
yeah.
You know what? It means I end up in really, really neat places, though, like this, where I do get to talk to people about the work and what we're trying to do to help move the organization forward. But yeah, I don't get paid for it.
Right. Boy, man, DSC and women hunt a month for, and yeah, but it don't pay nothing. Yeah.
No, they don't.
Yeah. No, but it's instrumental. It's in the conservation industry and the outdoor industry. All these things are so instrumental. And bringing that skill of finding the right people to put in the right jobs, that's part of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's it. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways to help with conservation, and some people it's as simple as buying a license, right? And that's funding your dollars to at least buying a license. For other people, it's participation looks different. And so in my case, I buy the license, I put my money where the mouth is, certainly, but also most of these organizations only exist and are able to do the work that they do because of the volunteers, the staff members. All of these orgs have paid staff members, of course, but where the incredible amount of work that gets done is through the volunteers and the members that are in each of these organizations. And so that's where I hope to help in terms of making sure we've got member engagement, good communication, and sort of helping these volunteers and members continue to feel connected to what the mission is. So they want to keep turning up. They want to keep giving their time and support and dollars to be able to fund these organizations, which will then go and do really great work. Yeah, who do the conservation work.
All right. Okay. This, so often we get off into these conversations. Greg Thornton and I got into this a while ago, and or earlier, and the messaging is so okay. For starters, let me explain. I'm chairman of the board for the Texas Outdoor Writers Association. All right, I had to do a whole bunch of soul searching and really figure out how to define the purposes. The elephant in the room was, what the hell are you good for? And we figured out we were good for our networking. That's the whole purpose of a writers organization. We also knew that we support and advocate North American wildlife conservation model. And with all this, people have to discern messaging, how to present their messaging so that the sales and marketing works, so that sales and marketing is effective. But the messaging is the biggest part of it. And I have always advocated for teaching. I always asked all these groups, do you believe in the North American wildlife conservation model? Every one of them goes, yeah, we're all about it. And I'm going, how come I don't see that in none of your material? I want to see that name in your material. I said, now here's the deal. You have to, when you're recruiting people, when you're talking to people, when you're doing stuff, the way to do that is you look at them and go, you are the reason wildlife is here, because you support the 1937 conservation model. And let me explain how you do that. And then you make them feel like they're a part of it already. Okay, I'm speaking your language.
You're speaking my language. I love to hear that. Yes, because it doesn't matter if you're a for-profit or a non-profit organization. People want purpose.
Yes. All right. And if you're a hunter, fisherman, outdoorsman, enjoy the outdoors, anything, you're already supporting it.
You are. That's exactly it. It's right there, right in front of us.
All right. And that's one of the things we always said on here. Please belong to some hunting and fishing based conservation group. They all have political advocacy and lobbyists and all kinds of stuff up there doing the job for you. If you belong to one of these groups, you're supporting wildlife conservation, and it helps. It damn sure helps, and we need it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I think a really important lens when you're thinking about it is not to be comparing organizations against each other at all, because the voice of the hunter or the fisherman or the outdoors person needs to be connected and aligned. We have to be united with the ultimate purpose, what we just mentioned. And so when you're picking your organization, make it personally relevant to you. I mean, pick something that really kind of floats your boat, right? Gets you excited to be out there. But we got to remember that we're all sort of very much pushing forward for the same purpose and goal at the end of the day. And that's important that we stay united.
All right, tell you what, let's take a quick break and thank the folks who let us come on here every Saturday morning. We'll be right back.